Hey everybody, this is Jason, Zombie Collector, and I hope you all like my gangster style I'm doing today with my hat. But I have another DVD haul. This one's actually not that large and in charge. It's a little bit more petite. I went to Fairmount, Indiana, which is, if you know anything about James Dean, is his hometown. And they have a couple different flea markets and antique stores trying to capture the 50s James Dean rebel without a cause feeling. But it's so funny because every time I do go there, it seems to be like on a Sunday or an off day, and most of the stores are closed. And there's not a whole lot happening in Fairmount, Indiana, but they do have murals of James Dean and some busts. His burial site's there. His house he grew up in, or the farm, is there. They have a museum for James Dean, though it's supposedly for the county, which is, I believe, I can't remember what county it is, but it's supposed to be for the county, but really it's just a James Dean museum. There's a James Dean gallery. So there's a lot going on. They have actually a James Dean festival that last week, which is like old 1950s cars, and it's a big soiree, but with the whole Rona, hashtag Rona. I don't know if it was to the same capacity that it has been in the years prior. So that being said, I found a flea market there. Actually, this flea market is relatively new, and they had great deals. Everything I'm showing here today, I got for $1 again. It was in the process of, it wasn't even technically even open. They just happened to be soft opening to the public. I just walked by and they're like, "Oh, come on in." So I came in and spent about $10. It might have been actually a little bit less. So I'll show you what I have. First up is Sin City. This is the other one of the variant covers with a slip cover. This one has Bruce Willis and Jessica Alba on it. The one I picked up prior to this, I believe, had Clive Owen and Rosario Dawson. So I was telling you all before, I'm going to try to pick up as many as I can of these with the different slip covers. Here's, of course, what the regular DVD looks like. And honestly, I don't think I looked at it. Then here you go. You have the insert and the DVD itself. So I'm super pumped about this. Directed by Robert Rodriguez and Frank Miller at Troublemaker Studios in Austin, Texas. So there you go. Sin City. Next up is The Great Raid. This one here has Benjamin Bratt, James Franco, Connie Nielsen, and Joseph Fiennes. And I've not seen this movie, but this takes place World War II. I've heard good things about it, you know. James Franco, I forgot he was actually in this till I read that. So, it says the most triumphant rescue in U.S. military history. So there it is. So I don't know much about it, but for, again, $1, I'll be your Huckleberry. Let's take a look here and see if there's anything. I know, there you go. It also has an insert with it. And awesome. Super, super pumped. Next up is Warner Brothers Archives Collection. These are kind of hard to come by. This is PT 109 right there. It stars Cliff Robinson, Ty Hardin, James Gregory, Robert Culp. And so there you go. I don't know much about it. It looks obviously like somewhere like takes place in the sea. The U.S. Navy. It says President JFK kept a unique inauguration gift on the White House desk. A coconut encased in plastic. The tale of the coconut is a historic story of PT 109. Academy Award winner Cliff Robinson stars in this stirring saga of Kennedy's wartime exploits as the skipper of the PT boat in the Solomon Islands. There you go. So, there you go. So, there's the back. I don't know anything about it. Very interesting. And we'll give it a look. I know a lot of times finding these are somewhat difficult to find in the wild. I believe they make them to order. So they don't, I think Warner Brother Archives, if I'm not mistaken, somebody can correct me, they only make them when people actually order them. They used to just make them all the time, but then it was like pretty much a make-on-demand feature. So if they had enough people who were interested, they'd make them, and then they would send them out, and that'd be it. So I could be wrong about that, but I remember someone saying that in the past. Next up is Pacific Rim. This one is not sealed. I had a sealed copy I found recently, but this comes with a slipcover. And it's a 2-disc set, along with possibly a digital code but it is the 2-disc set right here. I'm going to hide the digital code so nobody try to be stealing that digital code. Even though I don't care about the digital code, if I end up selling it, I want to make sure if it hasn't been used, the person can have the digital code if it hasn't expired or whatever. So I already have this, so this is probably going to be a resale. The next up is Shawn Michaels' Boyhood Dream. So this is a 1-disc set of Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid. I'm a huge wrestling fan, and Shawn Michaels was like gigantic in the 80s and the 90s. He had some mega matches with Bret Hart, the Montreal Screwjob everybody knows about. Obviously, he's had huge matches with Undertaker, but a lot of these are his older stuff. So some of the matches you have are Bret Hart, Diesel, also known as Kevin Nash, British Bulldog, Psycho Sid, Vader, Mankind. So you have a lot of this going on in this one here. So this is a lot of his older, late or early 90s matches, I would assume, maybe even late 80s, but mostly all 90s matches. He ended up, he's a huge, probably when people talk about some of the best technicians in the ring, you have Bret Hart and you have the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. A lot of those guys will mention those two wrestlers as some of the best wrestlers ever. And if you're a Shawn Michaels fan, you know that to be true. Next up is a movie I've never seen, has a great pedigree of actors in it, and I really like these actors. I've seen about it before, but this movie came out in a couple different variations. There's like a single disc, and there might be even a higher end version of this. But this is the 2-disc collector's edition of Mutant Chronicles with Thomas Jane, Ron Perlman, and John Malkovich. And I don't know if this movie is any good or not. It could be a complete, dumpster fire. But, we'll see. It's a 2-disc set. Here, again, getting it for $1. The special collector's edition with the slipcover. It's hard to find. What I was saying is, they have a 1-disc edition I've seen. A lot of times I've ever seen the 2-disc, there's no slipcover. This also is the director's cut. So I'll take that. Don't know much about it. This is a bare bones edition of this movie. I did not own it. It's Guardians of the Galaxy on DVD, Part 2, Volume 2. I feel like this is one of the weaker entries into the Marvel Universe. I think the expectation was so high after Guardians of the Galaxy Part 1 that it was going to be hard to meet that expectation for Part 2. I know they have Part 3 in the pipeline. They brought James Gunn back after some controversy that he had caused for, tweets or emails or something he did back in the day, and he tried to excuse himself. And, it's never okay to joke about the stuff that he joked about. I don't care what people say. But Marvel had let him go. He went off and did some DC movie. I think it was one of the, I can't even think about it. It was DC sucks so bad I can't even think about it. The Suicide Squad movie, I think he did, and then they brought him back. So I don't even know what that was about. Like, they were just like, we're gonna punish him publicly and then bring him back around. So who knows? But apparently James Gunn's back, working on Part 3, but with the whole hashtag Rona. I don't know when we're gonna see that. But I'm a huge fan of Chris Pratt. Breakout star of these movies, hilarious. Really, really enjoyed this movie tremendously. I gotta say, I was kind of disappointed about, you have Michael Rooker's character, Yondu. I didn't like the way, I thought he would be more, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this movie's been around for like 6 years or something at this point, I think. When he dies in this, I was kind of like, of all the characters that could probably die, that's like peripheral characters, why would you pick Yondu? I mean, he's like the father figure, essentially, to the Chris Pratt character, Star-Lord. So I don't know. I liked it. It was pretty powerful, actually. I guess that's probably the reason why they did it, because it kind of pulls on the old heartstrings. So there you go. Another movie that pulls on the old heartstrings is a super rare movie to find in the wild, I think, at least around here. It's a Blue Underground release, and it is the 2-disc, I believe. Yeah, the 2-disc set of Suspiria. Unbelievable that I found this in the wild. Got this for $1. The Dario Argento classic, Giallo, Suspiria. Well, maybe it's not a Giallo. Maybe it's a horror movie. I don't really think it's a Giallo now that I think about it. It's more of it's a witchy movie. Go over and do something real witchy, as Manson would say. So, as you know, it's like a ballerina school, and it's ran by a coven of witches. And the music by Goblin is amazing in this, which I think really does the movie a great service. Is the music? I feel like the movie wouldn't be as powerful without that foreboding, just really otherworldly sound that that Goblin has provided. It's super super good. I really enjoy it. I know a lot of people are huge Giallo fans or Argento fans. I've never been a huge fan of Italian cinema in general. I like some spaghetti westerns. I watch an occasional, horror movie from Italy. But Suspiria really does take the cake for me. I really do enjoy it. I have it on a couple different versions. I did not have this version, so I'll probably keep this. Yeah, it's really good. As you can see on the back there, that woman has not seen, she's seen better days. So the second disc has a whole lot of crap on there. So this movie came out a year before I was born, 1977. So Blue Underground's 2-disc special edition of Suspiria. So there you go. That's something you don't see in the wild too often. So when I found that laying there, I was like, what? Really? $1? All right. I couldn't get it into my basket quick enough. So guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the DVD haul video. I will probably be going out this weekend. I don't have a lot going on, and I'll probably try to do some more searching for some good stuff. So let me know what you think, as always. And until next time, peace.